Seriously. So our wedding's affected, but now let's talk about, as college students, how this coronavirus has affected us.
Yeah, so we're not going to graduate. Well, I mean, we're going to graduate, but we won't have like our
We won't
commencement.
walk. I mean, I've been going to school here for 6 years, and walking is like, it's like you didn't really know you really cared for it. It's like that's how a lot of things are. And there's a lot of things you have that you just think twice for, like toilet paper, and you don't think about it. It's kind of like the Got Milk campaign. Like nobody really knew what like cared about milk, and then that campaign like got milk. Like it's like you don't really care until you realize you don't have it. Then you care, you know. And it's like same thing with the toilet paper. It's like, man, like I need it. But now graduation is like, man, I really can't walk with all my friends and family that have supported me these 6 years walk across the stage. So again, it sucks, but for the safety of everybody, like I'm totally fine with that. Like I really, really am. And I know Idaho State specifically is going to do something. And no, they can't replace it, right? But they're going to do something, you know, to help us. You know, like I don't know if it's going to be online. I don't know if, you know, there might be talk of us walking next year. I wouldn't mind that, come back a year later, or even the winter graduation, come back and walk. Like I wouldn't mind. It's still that moment of graduation, you know, like
and I think that like a lot of people, like there's been like news articles that like it's not just like Idaho State, like there's other colleges that like are not going to be walking. And I just read through all the comments, and all these people are just so angry at it all, and they're just like, no, like, you know, you how can they take this away from me and all this and that? But it's like, I mean, you got to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah,
you got to look at the bigger picture of it's not just about you, like it's about
the
you know
protection.
all those groups, that huge group of people that's going to be there. Like I mean, Idaho State's smaller, but can you imagine those bigger colleges with all of these people graduating?
Thousands.
And yeah, like I mean, a lot of people have grandparents who want to come and see it, or you know, older people who this is more affecting, with of course deathly causes. And it's just like, how can you be so selfish to just be like, oh my god, like this is the worst thing ever? And it's just like, no, like yeah, it's bad, like I mean it sucks, but at the same time, like you gotta look at it in other people's perspectives.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. Is if as college students, it's like this is kind of what we dream of, the graduation, these things. I know we look forward to it all year round, but you got to realize like you're not the only one making a sacrifice. So many of us are, and like you said, many more people worse than us. They're making some serious sacrifices right now. So let's just be a part of that people that help. But this virus has affected us, you know, through graduation. But let's talk like the three things like we talked about: we work, live, and go to school on campus. And so like it's weird because the first thing was, you know, you're doing online school now. We're like, whoa, that's crazy. You know, so like now we got a 2-week break. Now we're doing all of our classes online, which is weird. Like video, it's like we have to be there for video production.
Yeah.
Math, I don't know how. It's going to be interesting. But like, what about geology? Has your professor said anything of like?
I mean, mainly he's just been like, hey, we're going to use, because we use Top Hat. And he's just like, hey, we're still going to be using Top Hat, but we're also going to be using Zoom for the video. Zoom. Yeah. And I think it's going to still be like the same time frame. Like you have to get on at the same time that he's on to watch the full lecture to get, you know, credit, because he take like 15% of our grade is just like attendance.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, he'll probably take attendance at the end through like the Top Hat thing and all this and that. But it's, I mean, to get that attendance code, you have to be online and watching it, and it's only open for so long. So that's probably how it's going to go. But I have no idea, like, how we'll do tests and stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, because, I mean, we do it through Top Hat, but at the same time, like, you know, it's not open. It's not supposed to be open book or, you know, open notes.
It might be like that. Was it proximity exam you did once? Remember, like you have to show your whole room with the camera live with the guy and scan your area.
Like the
it's like
the proctored
exam.
Yeah, proctored exam.
Might be something like that.
I really hope not.
Yeah, I know. That's anxiety when someone watches you taking a test.
Yeah, just through like your webcam, just
yeah.
It's like, man, I gotta like itch my face, and this lady's just gonna be like, "What is she doing?" Like,
she's cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit intense. It's gonna be kind of weird how we kind of phase through everything, but everything being online, we're gonna have to adapt, and our professors definitely have to adapt and see. But here we are at home, because like you said, work, live, and go to school on campus. That's just school. Now we both work at the campus we're going to, and this has both affected us. Now, like you said, I'm grateful though because both or I get to work from home, which is awesome, and like thank you because I was scared. It's been up in the air for a minute if they're just gonna kind of be like, sorry, and thank the Lord that I can edit because I do video production for my college, so I can edit from home. So that's awesome. But with you, they working at a place they're gonna shut it down, but they're gonna let you clean, right?
So yeah, I work at a daycare, and they're gonna be closing it for like 2 weeks. But we just found out that like all the staff can like come in and like deep clean everything. That way we still get our hours, I guess. And being a college student, like you can only work so many hours anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, that adds up pretty fast actually,
Yeah.
if you think about it. So, but yeah, we'll be open from like 8 to 4 and just every day just cleaning.
But that's good though. So at least you get to work. I mean, it's not doing the
Yeah.
fun thing, playing with kids anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's not the ideal situation, but at the same time, it's just like
you're getting your hours.
yeah, I still have a job.
Yes.
So
I'm so thankful for that.
yeah,
that's good though. But it is now we're working from home, or at least changing our work style as you are, and then living as we're seeing all the colleges around us are changing. We've been not idolizing. We've been following Boise State and a lot of the things they're doing, and then now they just kicked everyone out of their residence halls. And
yeah, by like March 26th, I think.
So here we are. And I'm scared too because we got an email from Idaho State University, we got an email from Idaho State University Housing, and then we got a letter at our door, all encouraging us to leave campus. They have not forced us yet, but they have encouraged us.
And I think like like an easier thing is like a lot of people who like come here for college, like they have like a permanent home, but a lot of people who live like where we live, this is our permanent home right now until we graduate and we move out. So I think it's a lot harder for like everybody who lives here. I mean, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen like one person move out of where we live right now.
Yeah.
And that's just scary because it's like, if an outbreak happens right now, like we're all screwed in this, place that we live.
Yeah, and the place we live is more meant for like juniors and seniors. All the other places that are like freshmen, sophomores, they're just like it's easy for them to move back with their parents, which we can too, but we're at a situation where we have cats, which is going to be a big issue with all of our family. All of our family have dogs and stuff, so it's going to be that'd be just very difficult, let alone I don't know how like that would still work because even though I'm working online, there's gonna be some video things I have to do around campus. So again, move out of the city, I have to be around. It's gonna be kind of interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah,
and if they'll actually kick us out.
Because it's crazy. Because like kicking us out like affects us like extremely, but then it also affects people out because it's like if we have like a week to move out, like we have to move into someone else's house and just be like hi and just take over their lives too and like affect
and that's
them.
what I don't want.
Yeah.
And finding, like we said, we looked at apartments just around here. They're not very good, or they're super expensive.
Yeah.
It's an issue. So we're just gonna have to, this is just kind of planning ahead. We'll just have to see what happens. Thank God though, we do have a lot of family in town that probably could take us in at least until we got our own place. So that I'm thankful for that. Hella thankful because there's people that are like international students. And people that are like, dude, I got to get home. And like, I don't have, they're like, hey, you like, especially up in Boise State, imagine the international students or people that live in different states. They're like, you have like 2 weeks or a week to move out and back home, which is like, how do I even come up with that money that quick?
Yeah, exactly.
And to move and do all those things. Like it's scary. That's really scary. And that's what I'm really scared about us is if they're going to kick us out. Like we haven't had any word yet, but it's kind of just a day-by-day basis to see how everything happens. But again, we'll do whatever we have to do to help the general. I mean, if they think it's healthier and better for us, then we're going to have to do it. But, moving in with grandparents, like all that's a no-no because I don't want to go out and, it's just like, that's the thing is like, you don't want to move out of our apartment and then move in with more people, which gets 8 of us together for one of us to get sick and boom.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. So it's super crazy. So being a college student, just seeing how this has affected us. I mean, no graduation, online schooling, working from home, or a lot of places on campus have just been like, you're kind of done for now. No jobs at all. Thank God we work in departments that are thankful that they can give us some more work. And then just graduation, and it's a lot. Like, it's kind of a lot. It just happens so quick that it's just so hard to kind of adapt
I
and try
know.
to work everything around, because all of us, even the professors, even our bosses, are all just kind of like, just we'll work things as it goes type thing,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so quickly changing that we have to adapt. And so it's a little scary, because like I said, we think we're in a good position with family and friends and help, that I know that if something happened, we will have help. But a lot of people, like a lot of friends, I'm just thinking, like, I have so many international friends, and I'm just like, what are they doing right now?
I
And
know.
like, and they live in residence halls, which I'm sure if shuts down, it's gonna be residence halls before the apartments or
Yeah.
duplexes on campus. So that's a little sketch. I don't know how they're gonna handle that whole situation.